And welcome to the post-fight press conference for Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez. It was a fun and entertaining night of boxing here at Barclays Center. Once again, PBC is thrilled to be back here in Brooklyn for a tremendous night of boxing. And obviously, we got a very fun and entertaining main event of the evening. This man went ahead and fought his heart out and gave a valiant effort despite a losing cause. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jose Benavidez Jr. He's also joined by his father, Jose Sr. Jose, if you have any opening comments in regards to your fight here tonight against Danny Garcia.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I did my best. I thought I had won the fight, but it's okay, you know. A loss just makes you stronger, makes you better. Go back and fix what we didn't do right, I guess. But I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be here with my father, my daughters, my team. It was a great experience, fighting the best of best, Danny Garcia, you know, on Showtime. Can ask for more.
If you have questions from the media, by all means, raise your hand and wait for our fine staff to be able to come and give you the microphone. Keith, it's all you.
Keith Heidick from BoxingScene.com. Jose, did he move a lot more than you expected him to move, and how tough was it for you to deal with that?
Yeah, he did. He moved a lot more. I thought he was going to sit there and bang with me, because that's what I've seen in previous fights. But he fought the fight he had to fight, I guess. Take nothing from him, but I didn't feel like he hurt me with any punches at all. I was blocking mostly all of them. I was hurting his body. I was landing a lot of jabs. I was landing a lot of short right uppercuts, counters. I honestly thought that I did enough to win that fight. But again, I mean, the judges saw it different, and we just have to keep working hard. It was a great experience.
Saquon Jones with the boxing voice.
Yeah.
You look massive in there compared to Danny. You didn't like weigh on him or anything like that? Any reason why you didn't use the jab until the later part of the fight?
I used the jab since the beginning of the fight. What do you mean?
Oh,
I was using the jab. You know, the thing is, I felt like I was hurting Danny. I hurt him with a few body shots, but I can't get too careless either, you know. Just because he's a smaller guy doesn't mean that he doesn't have a knockout power punch, you know. So the thing was, when I was trying to fight him, and so when I would go inside, I knew he was going to throw that right hand, but he would have more of the advantage since my arms are longer, his are shorter inside. So that's what I was trying to, you know, trying to avoid. But I mean, I felt like I did enough, you know. I was hitting him with jabs. He wasn't getting, every jab I was throwing, I was landing. I was throwing right hands. There was even a point in the 11th round, I was just playing with him. He kept running. I caught him to the body. I was ripping his body. But hey, like I said, we can run it back. We can run it back. I feel like now I showed everyone. My last fight from this, my previous fight, I wasn't happy with that fight at all. I felt like I didn't do good at all. You know, I looked bad, and a lot of people were doubting me. But now with this fight, I feel like, you know, I lost, but I'm still in my mind, in my head. You know I did enough to take the victory, and I know that I looked way better than last time. So I'm happy with that. You know, and I'm just happy to be here with my family and my daughters. You know, my daughters are my world, and I'm gonna just keep working, train hard. It's not the end of Jose Benavidez.
James Bella, the boxing source here. You know, seeing that Danny Garcia was coming up from 147 pounds, did you really think like any of his shots really affected you over the course of the fight?
Not at all. I mean, we're both coming up from 147. I'm just the bigger guy. And I mean, I spar my brother. He fights at 168. David Benavidez. No one wants to fight him at 68. That motherfucker hits hard. So if I could take his punch, there's no way in hell a 147 can do, a pounder 154 can do anything to me. And I honestly, like I said, I didn't feel his punches at all. As you could see, he landed a few, you know, hard punches. They didn't do shit to me. So I mean, but I take nothing from him. You know, I want to thank him because they gave me the opportunity to fight him. You know, I've been wanting to fight Danny for a long time, and he could have fought anyone else. You know, he could have chose anyone else, but he chose to fight me, and I'm happy, you know, I'm grateful, you know. I'm grateful for that, and I feel like I showed that I belong here.
Jose Cornero, 15rounds.com. Obviously, the leg injury was a question coming into the fight, in the weeks coming into it. How did it feel tonight? Your footwork didn't look too altered at all, so how did it feel for you?
You know, I forgot. Sometimes I forget now that I work on my legs. I forget that I even have a rod in my leg. I forget that I'm not able to. Nah, I'm not supposed to be walking. My leg felt 100. You know, like I said, I have my training, my new strength and conditioning, Chris Danina, that he's helped me a lot on that, and I just felt good. You know, I felt great. The leg wasn't. Chris, can you come here? The leg wasn't a problem at all. So, like I said, I'm happy. You know, I'm happy. I feel 154. I feel fucking strong. And I know Danny felt those punches, but yeah, this is my strength and conditioning, my new strength that he's been working with me, and you know he's done a lot of different things on my legs that you know it feels like I'm back to normal. So this is the guy right here.
KO Artist Sports. So throughout the fight, as Danny was moving around, did you feel or did you attempt to try to cut him off a little bit more, box him in a little bit?
I did, but like I said, I mean, he was running and he kept moving. I was being a little cautious because like I said, I don't want to fucking get caught, you know. What happened with Crawford, me and Crawford last time, I was doing good and then I get careless and I got caught. So, I mean, I wasn't trying to make that happen again, but I felt like I didn't get tired at all whatsoever. I had a great fucking camp, you know. I had a great camp. I didn't get tired at all. He was gassing out, but it was just a point of him, you know, trying to fight. He was just running and moving, running and moving. I wanted to sit there and bang, but I mean, it is what it is.
Hi, Hans Thomas. My question is for Jose Sr. Do you share the same sentiments as your son, meaning that you believe that he beat Danny tonight?
Okay, you see my face, man. You know, first of all, you know, I'm super happy, super proud of him. But I want to thank God, you know, for he didn't get injured. But my opinion, I think, you know, we came to Danny's house. We had to knock him out in order to win this fight. I knew that from the beginning. But everybody around the world knows, you know, that Junior did really good. Everybody has a different opinion. You know, it was a pretty close fight, in my opinion. You know, nothing to take away from the best 147, Danny Garcia, two-time world champion. He fought everybody. We fought a monster, man. But I'm super proud of what Junior did. You know, like I said, you know, there was no way he was going to win. Somebody had it at 114, you know. I mean, we're in his house, you know. But like I said, I feel that the cards were more closer than that. And like I said, you know, Junior came to fight. I wanted to give all my people, all the Hispanics, everybody that pay for Showtime, because you still got to pay for it, you know. We came to give them a good fight. We're fucking warriors. We come and fight. Team Benavidez comes and fight, you know. He was just running around. He just wanted to win the fight. It takes two to tango. So I think we could have given the fans a better fight, you know, and that didn't happen with Danny Garcia. You know, I have a lot of respect for him. He just did this fight only to win. He was moving around. Junior was inviting him to come and fight. We're warriors. We left our heart in the ring, but he did not want to engage. So I'm proud of what he did. My respects to them. You know, they got the win. I'm super happy, man. To be honest, I'm super proud of what he did, and I think he did very well.
Just my last question. Is there anybody else in particular you want your son to fight?
Well,
next?
before this fight, we were going to fight you know, they gave me to choose Lara or Danny Garcia. I thought, in my opinion, Lara was for a world title. I wanted to take that fight, but Junior wasn't ready. He was doing a movie coming out pretty soon for everybody. Stay tuned. You know, he's coming up in a movie. I can't say the name because it's coming out. But I'm super proud of that, too. So that's why we decided to go with Danny Garcia. But now I think we should take that fight with Lara. He looked spectacular. Another great champion. And that's what we want to give you guys, good fights. Hopefully they can come and fight and give the fans what they want, you know. So to go to 160, no problem. We can fight at 154, 160. He's super tall for that weight, you know. At the end of the day, we're the B side. So we'll fight anybody to prove what we have, you know.
Well, let's give a round of applause for Jose Benavidez Jr. Fought valiantly tonight against Danny Garcia. Looking forward to seeing Jose Jr. back inside the ring sooner rather than later. And also very much thanks to his father as well, Jose Benavidez Sr. and his brother, David Benavidez. Round of applause for the Benavidez family, ladies and gentlemen. Jose Benavidez Jr. fought very hard, as he always does, as he fights the world's best and never turns down any adversary whatsoever. We are awaiting the main event winner in Danny Swift Garcia. It was a energetic crowd here at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, one of my favorite arenas around the country to come to. It's great that we have returned here in the summertime and looking forward to coming in the fall and into the winter as well. Again, we appreciate you watching Showtime Championship Boxing, presented by Premier Boxing Champions. To begin the night, we saw Gary Antoine Russell with the 6th-round stoppage over the 2-division world champion, Rancis Barthelemy. Our co-main event, Ali Demedizin from Turkey, victorious over Adam Kovnatsky in a very entertaining heavyweight matchup. And we are awaiting the press conference and Danny Garcia to make his way here to the podium and answer questions from the media here in Brooklyn at Barclays Center. So hopefully we'll have Danny here sooner rather than later. It was a very fun fight between Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez Jr. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement. We saw Mexican flags. We saw a lot of Puerto Rican flags. And obviously Danny Garcia sells very well here at Barclays Center. This was his 9th appearance here at Barclays Center. He's fought the likes of Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, also Paulie Malignaggi. And if I'm correct, Mitch, didn't he open up this building back in October of 2012 against the great Eric Morales? So certainly Danny Garcia has a bit of history inside this building, and I'm sure this is nowhere near the last time Danny Garcia's fought here, as he is now 7-2 inside Barclays Center. Some close losses at the hands of Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, but also some triumphant moments here at Barclays Center has Danny Garcia had. He elevates his record to 37-3. And one thing about Danny Garcia, much like Jose Benavidez Jr., he's willing to fight anybody and everybody. And I found his post-fight interview with Jim Gray to be very touching, because I think, to my knowledge, that was the first time that Danny was so open and honest about some of the things behind the scenes that he has been dealing with in terms of dealing with anxiety and the pressures. It's not easy to be a prize fighter and compete under the lights with as much as you have on the line. And Danny Garcia was so open and honest, and I think very inspirational in his post-fight comments. And we look forward to hearing from him as he's had a few, probably about 30 to 45 minutes to digest his victory here at 154 pounds. And if you guys watch the broadcast, talks about Tony Harrison wants Danny Garcia, but please welcome from Philadelphia, PA, the 2-division world champion right here now at 154. Great to see the pride and joy of Philadelphia, PA. Also very proud of his Puerto Rican heritage. Led to the ring by his father, the esteemed trainer, Angel Garcia. Please welcome the victorious Danny Swift Garcia, ladies and gentlemen. Danny, give me your thoughts on your victory. I know that welcome back to the ring for the first time in 19 months, but what does this win mean to you? What was it like being here at Barclays Center? This building was buzzing again, a lot of electricity. The fans came out to support you. What does tonight mean to you with your victory over Jose Benavidez Jr.?
Oh, man, it means the world to me, to be honest. You know, I was out the ring for, like you said, a year and a half. And like I said in the post-press conference, you know, I went through a lot of mental stuff. And it just I felt like I needed to fight again, to be myself again. You know, I'm a fighter. It's what I love to do. Like one day I was in the mall. I was in the mall with my friend, and we were going down the escalator, whatever it's called, escalator. Yeah. So we're going down that, and I told him, look, I used to dream about fighting in front of millions of people and for millions of dollars, and now I don't want to do it no more. And I was like, there's people who wish they can do that. And that's when I realized I was like, I can't take my talent for granted, and I'm coming back to the ring and do what I do best. And that's kind of what, like, motivated me.
What do you say? The Danny Garcia show's back in town?
Yes, sir. The Danny Garcia show's back. And I felt good. You know, a lot of people were questioning me because I was off for, you know, a year and a half. They thought I wasn't coming back. You know, the loss was Spence, and it was like a dull performance. But I knew that it was because I wasn't there mentally. And I know if I'm there mentally and physically, then I know no one could beat me. And because I proved that before many times. Even when people thought I wasn't going to win, I knew that Danny Garcia who believes in himself 100%, no one could beat him no matter who doubts him. And I know that's the guy I am now. I had to go through all that mental stuff to find myself and re-energize myself, and I'm back.
If you have questions for the two-division champion, Danny Swift Garcia, we have, make sure to go ahead and grab the microphone. If you have questions, by all means. Questions from the media for the two-division world champion now campaigning here at 154, Danny Garcia.
Danny, Matt Breen from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Just 19 months and your ring walk, like, did you take a moment to say, like, you know, wow, I'm back, this is really happening? You had your daughter with you walking in there. Just what was that moment like?
That was a good article you wrote too, in Philly. A lot of people, a lot of people asking me if I was okay. But that was a great article. It felt great. It felt great to be back, like, and to do what I love. I was a little nervous, I ain't gonna lie. I had my days where I felt like, yo, I've been out the ring for a little bit, you know, am I still gonna be the same? But I knew the way I was sparring and the way I was working out in the gym that I was physically ready. I just had to be mentally ready, and it felt great just walking out that tunnel, seeing my pictures on the wall in the Barclays Center and all my fans cheering for me. So it's definitely motivating.
Jared Schwartz, the New York Post. Danny, it looked like he was taunting you at some points later in the fight, and even earlier in the fight. Was it almost hard to stay focused or look past all that, all those antics from Benavidez?
Yeah, he was like, stop, come on, stop running, you little bitch. But I was like, it's all good, you know. But I got him back in the 12th round, you see that, right? So what goes around comes around. I just saved the best for last.
Saquon Jones with the Boxing Voice. Can you talk about the sort of anxiety you might have felt when you heard 114? I don't think I've heard anything like that in Canelo. Can you speak to that? And can you speak to, you know, Harrison kind of calling you out?
Yeah. First, I was like, yo, why they taking long with the scorecards? Anytime they take long with the scorecards, I know something's wrong. I'm like, I'm asking my dad, I'm like, yo, why they taking so long with the scorecards? You know, I've been doing this for a while, so I'm like, all right, something ain't right. One of these cards is, yeah. I felt like he won 3 or 4 in the most. I gave him a couple of rounds. I felt like I let him win, but other than that, I felt like I dominated the fight. I felt like the 117 card was the best card. But yeah, I was like, damn, ain't this my hometown kind of in Brooklyn? And you know, as far as Harrison, like I said, I'll fight anybody, but it just got to make sense for me at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want big. I'm not saying he's not a big name because he was a champion, and he's proven himself against. But like I said, I want to fight Keith Thurman again. I think that'll be big. And even Lara, because he has a WBA middleweight belt. He said he'll fight me at a catchweight. So those fights interest me.
Danny, congratulations, Valeria Rubino, V-Sport. You also said that during this long break, you gave yourself time to miss the sport. What did you miss the most about being on the ring, and what did it take to get back in the groove?
To be honest, the thing I missed the most about boxing was the smell of the gym. Like, you know, a gym has like a weird smell. When you walk in there, you're like, damn, I missed this shit. It stinks, but it smells good. So once I smelled that smell, I was like, yo, I miss boxing. It's time for me to start coming hitting the bag and stuff. It's like gyms have a weird smell. And it's like a weird smell, but you love it. And I knew that's like, I was missing it. And once I walked in the gym, I think Cool Boy Steph was training one day, champ from Philly. And that's when I walked in, and he was training hard. And I seen him training hard. I was like, damn, do I want to do this again? Like, he was going hard. But I smelled the gym and changed my mind. Now I'm back.
Danny, right here, Hans Semerstote. Right.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, in the ring, it looked like he was significantly bigger than you, but at no point did you seem hurt or fazed by any of his punches. Were you a little bothered by his power or not really?
No, he was a little physical. Like, he did feel heavy. He looked like he was like 170 or something. I don't know, maybe. I checked my weight before I left the hotel. I was like 160, 159. I only gained like 5 pounds overnight. Guess I don't know what happened, but not enough rice and beans. But no, I didn't feel it. I felt good because I didn't have to drain myself. I'm not fighting 154 to get big. I'm fighting 154 because my body's comfortable and I'm able to take that extra strength and punishment if I had to.
Ramon Pemonito, knockout out of Sports TV. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Did you know that when you would take the mic to discuss your victory that you would open up, in front of everyone about your mental health struggles? And do you see yourself as someone who would be an advocate for those struggling with mental illness?
I was gonna say it, but I didn't know I was gonna break down. Like I just kept crying. I'm like, damn, I'm a little bitch. But that's what breaks people. Like when you don't talk about it. Because if you like as being an athlete, people tell you to be strong, don't be weak. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't feel good. Train harder, run harder. So people look at you already like you're strong. So you just keep it to yourself, and like 20 something years plus of keeping it to myself, it just kind of like bursted. And I just felt like I was tired mentally, and I knew that I needed a rest from the boxing. I knew boxing was triggering it, to be honest. It wasn't nothing else, because I only felt like that when I was fighting. But now I know how to get around it. I know how to turn the switch off. I know how to talk to somebody. I know how to go for a run or just occupy my mind and get past whatever's making me feel that way. Just stay strong until I get past that. Yes, sir.
Antonio, AB Boxing News. Angel, seeing Danny's great performance tonight, what can you use towards this fight to take it to later down the line, another fight?
He looked great tonight. He took shots. Benavidez never touched the body. I mean, he's not a skillful fighter, but he's a strong fighter, like Danny said. He couldn't hurt Danny. Danny with some good shots. But at the end of the day, what I seen on Danny was, we need to get a little bigger. That's it. Like a little more muscle. Because Danny got the power, but, with his first night, 54, and he looked great to me. And if Danny would have been great when he fought Spence, he would never beat Danny the night we fought Ray Catch, before he started suffering from anxiety and depression. Because that came through the COVID. That had a lot to do with it, too. Not making excuses for the Spence fight, but I should have spoke up, but I didn't. Thought he would get over the hump, but he never did. But afterwards, we got over it. So when Danny fought Ray Catch that night, Spence wanted to beat Danny. Remember, he had the car accident that we took 6 months till he recovered. So that night, he will never beat Danny. But now we back. Now we looking at the future. The future is Lara, Thurman, Chalo. If he vacate, we going for one of them buckles. We here to win. We here to be champions at 154. We should have been with Cotto, because we could have got that fight when Cotto was retiring. And I turned it down because Puerto Rico was in darkness. So I should have did it. Danny would have been the champion. And then we could have fought Peterson. We fought him at a catchweight. We could have been the IBF champion too. He could have been unified. IBF, WBC, WBA, Ring Magazine champion of the world. You know what I'm saying? So we're looking forward now. We passed all that. Now we're looking at a new era in Danny's life, a new chapter. It's at 154, we fight. Whoever won it, they can get it. Like Broner said, Mexicans can get it, Africans can get it, Puerto Ricans can get it. Anybody can get it.
My daughter wants to say something.
Hello, guys. Hi. So I just wanted to say how I felt when my dad was fighting. So I felt a little nervous, but I knew he was gonna win, right? So yeah. Bye-bye.
Danny, James Bell here, the Boxing Source. I wanted to talk about, your relationship with your father. You talk about, dealing with the anxiety. Going in between rounds, going to your corner with your father, because I know it's one thing, like you say, being in the gym where it's hot and grimy and everything like that, but it's different when the lights are on and it's the fight and you have like a whole different atmosphere around you. So kind of like going to that, being there over in your corner with your father.
It's great. I love having him in my corner. I ain't gonna lie, I've been hearing his voice for so long that sometimes I don't hear it. You hear the same voice over and over. So sometimes he's like, I think it's in the 10th round, when he got up, he was like, you listening? He slapped me on my rib. I was like, damn. He knocked the air out of my stomach, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he hit me in my stomach. Like,
I'm like, oh shit.
He was like, you listening? Boom, hit me right on my head. I said, hardest body shot I hit with. I was like, damn. I told him, I'm like, why you hit me so damn hard? But yeah, I mean, so he catches my attention somehow, some way. But Yeah, he's always in my ear all day, every day. So it's great. Enjoying the moment.
Hi, Danny. Chris Cornell, 15 Rounds Boxing. The 154 era for you, in terms of your camp and the training for that, does it feel different, better in some areas, maybe a little worse to prepare for, or just different overall? For the weight change.
No, I felt great. I felt so good that it felt like I wasn't training hard because I wasn't losing weight. Sometimes like you got that mental thing. It's like when you're not losing weight, you're not on a diet. It's like you're not sacrificing. So I thought about that when I was doing it because my weight was coming down so fast and I wasn't on a diet or nothing. So I'm like, it's hard because I'm used to starving myself. So that's one of the main things that like was different about the camp. And then sparring bigger guys and stuff, when I get out the ring and check my weight, I'll be like 160, but I'll feel way bigger and stronger. And that's how I knew that I was ready for this weight class.
All right, congratulations to Danny Swift Garcia here at 154 from Philadelphia Zone. Congratulations to Danny, his father Angel. And again, what a night here at Barclays Center, as once again in his 9th appearance here at Barclays Center, Danny Garcia puts on his show. The Danny Garcia Show, back in town in boxing. Great to have Danny back, and congratulations to Danny, the entire team.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. And also for Philly as well, what a wonderful family that they have.